Hello and welcome to episode 8 of By Night, the series where I'm going to be covering every night bus within Greater London. And you join me very much not in Greater London. You join me in Walton-on-Thames, some 20 miles away from central London, out in Surrey, for our first bus of the night, and I believe this is going to be the earliest start of any episode of this series. Because the N555 starts from here before 11 p.m. It is currently 22:38. I've just gotten off the 461 from Kingston, and the N555 leaves from here in 12 minutes at 22:50. It's a very early start for me for a by night. I've also had a full day before this, before starting this, so if the energy is different, I was at uni, and you've never seen me on this series after having done a full day, so we'll see how I cope with being up all night. But yeah, the N555 is a very complex route. If I recall, it goes through Shepperton, Sunbury, Ashford, Hatton Cross, and ends up in Heathrow. So, it's a long route, it's a complex route, and it is run by Diamond Bus. This is not the last time they'll feature on this series. They do have another route that will feature on this series, where Carousel only featured once, Arriva Hearts and Essex will only feature once, Diamond Bus will feature twice. Although the 555 N555 is a rather interesting case, because the 555 is operated by White Bus during the day, but Diamond Bus overnight. And I don't know, I just find that really odd. So, yeah, Diamond Bus Southeast, or Diamond Bus generally, Rotala generally I should say, have been taking, or have this new agreement or whatever it is with Custom Denning, which, if you don't know who they are one of the larger bus manufacturers out of Australia, to use their Element 2 electric single-deckers in the UK. And they have 2 in service right now, one with Southeast, that's mostly been doing services around Heathrow Airport, and one up in the East Midlands that's just entered service, I believe today or yesterday as I'm recording this. I'm recording this on the Thursday before it goes live. So, these Custom Dennings have not been in service long, and I've checked because I'm very excited, new bus type, new manufacturer in the UK, which is, it doesn't happen all that often. And the Element 2 has done the N555 in the past, or since it's entered service, the Element 2 has done the N555. So if we get the Element 2, I'll be very, very happy. If we don't, we'll be getting a straight light, which, if you know Rotala, they love a straight light, unfortunately. So, without any further ado, I will see you on the N555. N555, currently in Ashford, Surrey, still in Surrey, on the run up into Heathrow. We just passed 203, you didn't see it. But yeah, the N555 is typically run by these right street light door forwards. Thankfully, this is one of only a couple times that this type will feature. My disdain for the right street light knows no bounds, and this is certainly not one of the good ones. So, yeah, this is the N555. Our driver's actually mental, and we're on our way into Heathrow. As I said, I just went through Ashford, so Heathrow's not far away. In fact, I can see a bunch of big buildings and bright spotlights, so we can't be far. I've now made it to Heathrow off the N555. That was certainly one of the bus rides of all time on one of the bus types of all time. I'm now going to chill out here for a little bit until the TfL services, or until TfL night service starts, which will be in about half an hour or so, I want to say. And then we're going to get the 105 up towards Greenford. Join me on First Bus London's 34855, another one of their Volvo B5LH Right Eclipse Gemini 3s, on the 105, which we were getting up as far as Greenford Broadway. So the 105 is one of London's 24-hour regular services, running from Heathrow Central up to Greenford Station via Southall and Greenford Broadway. We're just coming along the sort of top side of Heathrow now. It's the A4, but it has a few different names along this section. You know, sometimes it's Bath Road, sometimes it's Simpson Road. But it's that big main road that runs along the top side of Heathrow Airport. You can see it easily on a map. And the nighttime service actually hasn't started yet, because it doesn't. And I decided to leave early from Heathrow because I realised that this route doesn't go half hourly until 1 AM. Until then, it's every 15 minutes, which is frankly pretty good. So I got the midnight something. I don't know what it was. It was either midnight 01 running early, no, midnight 01 running late, or the midnight 16 running early. But it left Heathrow at midnight 08. So I don't know. It's exactly between the two. So yeah. So I'm on this. I'm currently at Harlington Corner, and let's get to some more B-roll before we get on the N7 at Greenford. We're getting up here at Greenford, where we'll get onto the N7. So, I've now made it to Greenford off of the 105. This is Greenford. There's not much here. It's average suburb. It is still early enough that there's a lot of daytime services about. There's an E1 ready to head over to Ealing Broadway on the side road just over there. There it is. So from here, we're going to get on the N7 down to Paddington, where we will go on to from Paddington, we're going to get on probably the 23 down to Trafalgar Square, because it wouldn't be a London night bus. It wouldn't be a night on the it wouldn't be a night on the night buses without going to Trafalgar Square now, would it? So, yeah, there isn't really much to say about Greenford. I believe this might be it for night buses. I would be surprised if this gets more than the 2 that I'm doing tonight. Ooh, there's an E6. Kite, very nice, very pretty. So yes, I'm gonna get on the N7 and head down to Paddington. So you now join me on Metroline London's VWH 2297 on the N7, which runs from Northolt to Oxford Circus. So, obviously, N prefix route, how does it differ from the normal service? Well, it's quite a significant extension, as you probably might guess. The regular 7 runs from Oxford Circus during the day and finishes at East Acton, whereas the N7 sticks on the main road rather than going into East Acton Estate, or like the industrial estate in East Acton that the 7 terminates in. And then it runs out to Northolt via Acton Town Centre. I think it runs through Ealing Broadway, we'll find out. And then Greenford, obviously, where I got on. So it's a long route. It's a route that I thought would be more useful to me than it has been. I've been living in North Acton now since September. It is now, you know, like late May, early June, and this is the first time I've ever used the N7. And it's not to get home, it's not to go somewhere from home. So, you know, it's just so I can say I've done it for my little YouTube series. So, yeah. I assume it would be more useful if you lived nearer to its route. But, you know, that's how things are. So, let's go to some B-roll, shall we? I've made it to a very, very empty London Paddington station. Paddington is behind me, there. There's a coach on an A2 to London Victoria. Down there is the Elizabeth line, it's a long way down. And I'm going to get on the 23, which is one of another of our 24-hour regular services. The 23 runs to Aldwych from I have no idea where. I think it's Ladbroke Grove. I'll correct myself on that when we get on the bus. But after we get the 23, I'm thinking of heading south of the river, perhaps on the N155 or the N171. But that, you know, remains to be seen. I'm leaving my options open, because I might also head east. But I think south is the way to go. So, N171. I like the idea. I like the sound of that. Or N155. Or N44, but that's more of an end of the night route, because it's the only overnight service to Sutton that we haven't done yet. So, N44 is very much a start of the night or end of the night route. But again, we'll see what happens when we get to Trafalgar Square.
Station, Park Lane.
So, you now join me on First Bus London's 3934921, one of their Volvo V5 engine MCV Evo settings on the 23. Now, during the day, the 23 is typically run with a mix of Ob-10 Metro Deckers and these that leans quite heavily towards the Metro Decker. At night, it's mostly these with one or two Metro Deckers out. Tonight there's just one Metro Decker
Dorchester
out
Hotel
in the circuit, which is unfortunate, but these aren't a bad batch of Evo Cities. These are quite good as Evo Cities go. As you just heard, the iBus speakers are quite crisp on these. There's one literally right above my head, which is why it came through so loud. We're just coming down Park Lane now, and I'm not filming out the front for Park Lane because I think Park Lane's overrated. I think Park Lane's really ugly. I don't like Park Lane at all. But yeah, this is the 23. I did find out where it runs beyond Paddington. It runs to Westbourne Park / Kensal Town. There's sort of a disagreement on what you actually call that area. All the stops there on bus times are prefixed with Kensal Town, but the route itself on bus times shows that end as Westbourne Park. So there seems to be a disagreement there. I'm going to go with Westbourne Park because that sounds more right to me. Pardon me. So now it looks like we're going to be passing through sort of the Green Park area. So let's head back into some B-roll.
Green Park Station. Street.
So, I've now arrived at Trafalgar Square. I'm sat here at the base of Nelson's Column. There's a lion. Where's the column? There it is. It's very tall. And it's surrounded by lions, which, you know, it goes hard. So, yeah, made it to Trafalgar Square. Needs no introduction because we've been here a few times in this series already, but for those of you who are new, Trafalgar Square, it's already a major bus hub during the day, and it's served by multiple tube lines at Charing Cross and Embankment stations, and it's served by National Rail services out of Charing Cross, but at night it truly becomes like a London Central bus station. It's truly spectacular, just the number of different buses that are coming through here at like not even 3 AM yet. Like, what's the time? It is about 2:45 in the morning on a Friday. Like, and there's buses going everywhere. And you know, there's loads of them. It's truly something else. You know, if you're not used to like even having good evening service, come to Trafalgar Square at 3 AM. It's yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot happening here. But for us, we're going to be going on the N155 to where? I don't know. Maybe all the way to Morden, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, we're going to get on the N155. Also, you might notice the lighting is absolutely spectacular, and it's because I'm currently being blinded by this amazing spotlight. Yeah, it's brilliant. The lighting's fantastic. It's like it's the daytime. Lighting is so hard to come by in this series. It's so nice. I mean, now I know that light's there, I will be doing more segments at Trafalgar Square at the base of Nelson's Column. But I'll see you on the N155. So we've had a slight change of plan. I missed the N155, so now we're going to get on the 139 and go up to Golders Green, and then once we get up to Golders Green, we're going to finish on the N83 down to Ealing Hospital. So the N199 should N199? No, 139 should be just about here. So I'll see you on board. So this is VWH, not I should say Metro Lines VWH 2037 on the 139. Just coming up towards Piccadilly now. And we're going on diversion, isn't that nice? But the 139 is one of London's 24-hour regular services. And it goes between Waterloo and Golders Green. Through where? I could not tell you. I almost never used the 139. It's just been one of those services that's like it's always sort of been there and I've always known about it, but
139.
it's never been useful.
Golders Green.
So yeah, let's get to some B-roll.
Piccadilly Circus. To Golders Green. Ambulance Studios, Greenford Road. Marlborough Place. West Hampstead Station.
And we've now made it to Golders Green, off of the 139, which is parked up over there. And we're about to get on, well, I say about to, it's not due for another 12 minutes, but we are soon to be getting on the N83 down to Ealing Hospital. The N83 is one of those sort of around the suburbs routes. If you rotate it a bit and flip it a bit, the shape of it might look a little bit like my Route 40 from National Busways West Scotland, and it wasn't a direct inspiration, but no doubt it was in the back of my mind when I was putting the 40 in, that it was looking a bit like the N83. And to be fair, that's not a bad association. The N83 is a very nice route, and it used to have a very nice allocation. But unfortunately, that has been lost to the hybrids. It used to... They hang on. Words are not wording right now. It is... What time is it? It's nearly 4 in the morning. There's a coach behind me. So... It and the N28, I think they joined Metroline at very similar times, so they both used the same allocation, or they both got the same contracted allocation of diesel double decks. But the N83 had to go to hybrids fairly quickly, so that didn't last. But they were very nice with the B9s. Meanwhile, the N28 is still running with its B90Ls, and we covered that earlier in the series. But for now, let's get on the N83. You now join me on Metroline London's VWH 2291. Yet another Volvo B5LH Right Eclipse Gemini 3. On the N83. This is the allocation of this route now. It's truly nothing special anymore. But the N83, it's a very nice orbital type route, starting up in Golders Green, We go through Hendon, Wembley, Alton and Ealing, then across on the Uxbridge Road out to Hanwell to terminate at Ealing Hospital. So it's sort of, if I draw it out, you'll recognise it from the 40 if you like rotate it and spin it a bit. So it starts from Golders Green, it goes out and around, and then zips out. Kind of like the 40 in like my 40 on National Busways West Scotland, if you're keeping track of that. If you're not, don't worry about it. It's just a fun little thing for people who watch my City Bus Manager series, which, yes. Anyway, we're just coming out of Golders Green now. It is currently 04:01 in the morning, and we're due at Ealing Hospital at 04:55. So the daytime 83 finishes at Alton Sainsbury's. So it doesn't reach Ealing, let alone Hanwell, let alone Ealing Hospital. It's a substantial extension. So let's get to the B-roll. So, I have now arrived at Ealing Hospital, where we're ending things off today. So, what have we done? Where have we gone? So we started down in Walton-on-Thames, definitely not London, for a quick run up the full length of the N555 to Heathrow Airport with Diamond Bus Southeast. Not for the first time this series, and not the last. Then from Heathrow we took the 105 up to Greenford and the N7 down to Paddington. Then from Paddington we got the 23 down to Trafalgar Square, and the 139 up to Golders Green, before finishing on the 83 down to here at Ealing Hospital. So, I think it's been quite a good night. Oh, I can cross the road. So yeah, so, you know, it's been good. I'm very tired. As I said, I had a full day of uni before this, just getting my graduation stuff sorted, which is why I've got this shoulder bag on. My laptop's been with me all night, so I've been carrying that around as well. So I'm just going to head back to Acton now. The benefit of finishing in Ealing is that I live just down the road. So let's do the usual outro for this series, which is different to the other two series, with a B9 in the background. Why not? I will see you on Monday from City Bus Manager on the South Coast, on Thursday from City Bus Manager once again in West Scotland, and next week from By Night. Bye bye.